Have you ever felt like life has stopped moving? Like everyone around you seems to know what they're doing, but you don't? No matter how hard you try, the road ahead looks blurry. You wake up, do what you have to, but deep inside, you feel empty. If that sounds like you, then stay with me. Because this story isn't just about finding success, it's about finding yourself again. Sometimes, the moment you feel most lost is the moment life begins to whisper its real meaning. You just have to listen. There was once a young man named Ethan. He used to dream big, to travel, to create, to live a life full of meaning. But as time passed, life didn't go the way he imagined. He worked hard, yet nothing seemed to move forward. His friends found their paths, but Ethan felt stuck in the same place. Every morning, he woke up with a heavy heart, wondering, what's the point? The spark he once carried had slowly faded away. Even small joys, the morning sun, music, laughter, felt distant now. He tried to smile, but deep inside he felt like a traveler who had lost his map. No direction, no reason, no light. Ethan didn't know it yet, but his journey was just beginning, a journey that would teach him that being lost sometimes means you're about to be found. Days turned into weeks, and weeks into months. Ethan kept hoping that one morning he'd wake up and everything would make sense again, but it never did. He started avoiding his friends because he didn't know what to say anymore. He felt like a failure, like his life had no purpose. The job he once tried so hard to keep now felt meaningless. One evening, he sat alone in his small room, staring at the ceiling. The silence was loud. He whispered to himself, maybe I'm just not meant for anything. Tears filled his eyes, not from pain, but from exhaustion. That night, Ethan decided to stop trying to stop caring about where life was heading. He didn't know that sometimes, when you stop searching so hard, that's exactly when the answer starts finding you. The next morning, Ethan packed a small bag and decided to leave the city for a while. He didn't have a plan, he just wanted to go somewhere quiet, somewhere his thoughts could breathe. He took a long bus ride to a distant village surrounded by hills and trees. The bus stopped at a small roadside cafe, and Ethan stepped out to stretch his legs. There, sitting on a wooden bench, was an old man with silver hair and a calm smile. He was feeding crumbs to a stray dog, humming softly to himself. Something about him felt peaceful, as if he carried no worry at all. The old man looked up and said, "You look tired, son. Lost, maybe?" Ethan hesitated, then nodded. The man smiled again and said, "Good, being lost means you're searching, and those who search always find." Curious and comforted, Ethan sat beside him. That's when the old man began to tell a story, one that Ethan would never forget. The old man looked at the horizon for a moment before speaking. He said, "Let me tell you a story, son. It's about a small candle and a long night. There was once a candle maker who made the most beautiful candles in the town. People loved his work because every candle burned bright and long. But one day, a great storm hit the village. The candle maker's shop was destroyed, and all his candles were washed away. He lost everything, his tools, his home, his purpose. For weeks he sat in the dark, asking the same question you're asking now, why me?" One night as he walked through the ruins, he found a small, half-broken candle buried in the mud. It was cracked and ugly, but he picked it up anyway. He lit it, and for the first time in weeks, there was a little light. The candle didn't shine perfectly, it flickered. It struggled, but it refused to die. And in that dim light, the man saw something he hadn't noticed before. The parts of his shop still standing, the tools that could be repaired, and the road that led back home. The old man paused and smiled gently. "You see, son," he said, "sometimes life breaks us not to end us, but to show us the light we forgot we had. When everything seems dark, even the smallest spark can guide you back." Ethan sat silently, his eyes fixed on the old man. The story felt simple, but it touched something deep, as if the old man had spoken directly to his soul. Ethan sat there for a long time after the old man finished. The air felt different, lighter, somehow. He watched the old man feeding the dog again and thought about the candle in the story. That broken candle was just like him, tired, cracked, and unsure of its light, but maybe that didn't mean he was finished. Maybe it meant there was still a spark inside, waiting to shine again. He realized that feeling lost didn't mean he was on the wrong path. It only meant that he was in the middle of finding the right one. The world hadn't given up on him. He had just forgotten how to see its small signs, the sound of the wind, the warmth of sunlight, and the kindness of a stranger. They all felt like gentle reminders that life was still speaking to him. For the first time in months, Ethan smiled not because everything was fixed, but because he finally understood that he still had hope. When Ethan returned to the city, nothing outside had changed. The same streets, the same noise, and the same job. But something inside him was different. He no longer looked for a perfect plan. Instead, he looked for small steps. He started waking up early, walking to work, and noticing things he used to ignore: the smell of rain, the laughter of strangers, and the light between tall buildings. Each day felt a little less heavy. He began writing again, not for success, but for peace. He reached out to his friends not to explain, but just to connect. Ethan still didn't know exactly where life was leading him, but that no longer scared him. He understood now that direction doesn't always come before the journey. Sometimes, it comes while you're already walking. If you feel lost right now, don't be afraid. You're not broken. You're not behind. You're simply becoming. Life doesn't always give clear directions sometimes. It teaches through silence. The roads that confuse you today might be leading you somewhere beautiful tomorrow. Remember Ethan's story? He didn't find his purpose by forcing it. He found it when he stopped running and started listening. You don't have to know where you're going. You just have to keep moving. Even a single step forward in the dark is still progress. So take a deep breath. Trust the path, even when it's unclear, because one day, you'll look back and realize that this lost moment was the exact place where your new journey began. And when that happens, you'll understand you were never really lost. You were just finding your light.